Welcome all. I'm Tanya Mitchell. I'm your Startup Investor Pitch Launch host. A Startup Investor Pitch Launch is a unique virtual event that connects disruptive tech startups from around the world with top Silicon Valley and global investors. At our virtual platform, we showcase the best startups, future unicorns from around the world. We curate the most unique startups and we give them a chance to pitch to some of the prominent early stage investors, angel investors, and VCs. We provide American investors with a unique opportunity, first-hand access to investment deals across the United States and emerging markets. And we are proud to have some of the most prominent names, investors attending our events. And some of the investment magic always happens at those pitch events. Today, I want to welcome you to our special edition Startup Investor Pitch Launch event, which is dedicated to International Women's Day. It's International Women's Day tomorrow. So we want to support all women in tech, women founders, and we want to see more women investors as well, not just at our event, but in the tech world in general. I remember around 10 years ago when I first started my journey in Silicon Valley, there were mostly guys, engineers at all those tech networking events, and everyone was saying, oh, we only have 2% women in tech in Silicon Valley, and everybody was complaining. But things have changed since then, and today I checked just literally before this event, then in average in the world, women in tech workforce are proud 35%, which is much better, of course. So today we have this special occasion, the eve of International Women's Day. We want to celebrate all our amazing women founders and women investors. And that is why, while you guys are warming up for your pitches, I have this special announcement to make and to share about the new sponsorship opportunity that we now opened for our potential pitch event sponsors. As many of you know, last year we successfully hosted a number of these pitch events already, and we've helped the world to discover so many bright companies. And we see growing interest both from entrepreneurs and investors. We have 50 plus founders applying to pitch with us online every day. And our mailing list today accounts over 15,000 subscribers, entrepreneurs, and investors from around the world. So we decided to bring it to the next level and start with this new opportunity for potential event sponsors who would want to make friends with our audience of global tech founders. And typically those can be companies that help entrepreneurs grow and go to market and do business development and all kinds of legal services, marketing, business development services, accounting or HR products. Or maybe even you are a new venture fund looking to expand your deal flow and increase your visibility in new markets. This will be a perfect opportunity for you to reach our new audiences. And needless to say, your sponsorship will help our mission to support more founders, more talented women in tech, and early stage startup geniuses who would want to pitch from this stage. Currently, we're not backed by any venture funds, as you may know. The startup initiatives are mostly funded by my company, Mission to Mars Academy, and partially covered with the registration fees from participating founders. And some founders join us from different developing countries, or they're very early stage founders. And so they need to have this opportunity to reach out to their first investors through our platform. So we want to support more of them on this journey. And that is why your participation as sponsor will help us covering those registration fees for founders coming from developing countries, or especially women founders who we want to engage more and want to support women founders. So we are inviting our potential sponsors to support us on this mission and to also reach your business goals with us. As our pitch launch event sponsor, you will get a special 10-minute keynote presentation at our next event. And those videos will be posted on our YouTube channel and will be viewed by many new founders joining our community. Plus, you will get featured in our 15,000 subscribers, entrepreneurs, and investors mailing list and be featured at our monthly newsletter. And this will provide you access to extremely potential global audience of future disruptors and innovators from around the globe. I'm sure our startups would absolutely love to hear about what you have to offer to help their businesses grow and succeed. If you're interested in this opportunity, please reach out to me directly via email or phone number to discuss this opportunity further. So that was my special announcement for today. And with that, I'm opening our very special investor pitch event dedicated to International Women's Day, as we are celebrating all amazing women entrepreneurs, founders, and investors. Honestly, I did my best to bring as many women founders and investors to this event as possible, but as you can imagine, it is always a challenge. Oftentimes at our event, we have like 0 female founders pitching at this stage. Sometimes we have a few. But today we will have more women than ever. I would say we will have 50% equal representation of men and women on this stage. Of course, we want to hear from our amazing men, founders and investors. We value and appreciate you. And I hope we will have more female investors joining our events in the future as well. And today, guys, we have a really bright constellation of our pitching companies, future unicorns and mind-blowing innovators that I'm so proud to present to you today. Unique, incredibly talented tech founders will be impressing you with their incredible innovations. Be prepared to get surprised by today's companies. I guarantee you will be surprised and you will never forget this event. So let me introduce the companies that will be pitching to you today. Applied Atomics, building the world's first rapid response network in space to deliver critical services anywhere on Earth within minutes. WELIT, revolutionizing your ride with Tesla Robotaxi. Make Me Fit, fitness, nutrition, and therapy expertise at your fingertips. ACQUMEN Medical, the first non-invasive hemodynamic monitoring device designed to save children's lives. UHURA Bionics, a groundbreaking device for enhancing atypical speech in individuals with voice and speech disorders. A couple of companies that I'm not 100% sure will be here today, but I hope they will. So Meet OnlyFace Interactive Cinema Face Swap AI platform and Flex 65 reinventing aging by empowering home care agencies to seamlessly connect with caregivers. Now, each founder will have 5 minutes to do their pitch, followed by 5 to 7 minutes Q&A session with our panel of judges investors. We're now testing this new format when we've shortened our pitches from startups, as we always have longer conversations, and that extends our format to longer than 2 hours. So now we decided to shorten the pitches in order to make it more dynamic and to keep everyone on time. So today, founders, please only do your pitch in 5 minutes and present your company, and you will have 5-7 minutes to answer the question. And of course, this event would not be possible without our esteemed investor judges. In our investor judge panel today, we have some really great investors, the best investors from Silicon Valley and beyond, who will be supporting our founders today by asking them their tough questions and providing their critical or encouraging feedback to your companies. So let me introduce our panel of investors judges today who RSVP'd to this event and are now in this room or will be joining later and also watching the recording of this event. We have Kate Saladet from the One Valley, Eliza Dragomir from JetBlue Ventures, Tess Svoboda from Ridgeback Capital, Andrea Lee from Family Office, Paul Beyonce, angel investor from Silicon Valley, ex-IBM, ex-Oracle, ex-SAP, Carl Jones, managing partner of Insight Ventures, Jean Fain, an angel investor and innovator from LA, Emilio Aspertine, investor from Fuel Capital Miami, Jordan Bachberg, Silicon Valley Venture Group, angel investor from Silicon Valley, Dmitry Dvagraev and Alexander Gluchovsky, Femida US partners from Washington, D.C., helping startups close the deals with investors. Michael Mazzeo from Lamberger Capital, Andrew Rothker from Catalyst Opportunity Fund San Francisco, Charles Callahan, managing partner of Triangle Venture Partners, Pedro Manakar, partner of PAG Law from Miami, David Bloomberg, managing partner of Bloomberg Capital. Kevin Colos, founding partner of Empire Angels Collective. Philippe Alvida, managing partner of BrainWorks Venture Capital for AI Innovation. Angel investor Fred Tony, David Mandel, managing partner of Merton Venture Capital, Alex Zelinsky, managing partner of Almost Capital. And I'm happy to see some family office investors registered to this event as well. Min Jane and Cassius Kane from Africa Global Family Office, Raman Sangera Family Office, Eagle Global Holdings Family Office. Just before this event, I heard from Bill Tai, as I was telling to some of you before, who said he really wants to support women, and he recommended we invited his colleagues, Amanda from Active Ventures and Carolina from Shanghai Capital, so they might be joining us later or maybe here already in this room. And of course, so many more investors wanted to listen to your pitches, but there are many things happening. There is a crypto summit in Washington, D.C. There is South by Southwest conference in Austin, Texas these days. Many investors are traveling, so definitely we'll be watching the recording of this event and your amazing pitches to learn about your innovations in asynchronous format. So if you're an investor in this room and I didn't call your name, please introduce yourself when you will be asking your questions. In order to ask your questions, you can raise your virtual hand and I will give you this virtual mic. Welcome to all our investors. Thank you for finding time to join us today. We are excited to have you and appreciate you and looking forward to hearing your insightful questions and feedback to our pitching companies today. Now, instructions to our investors who are joining us for the first time. We don't have any scoring system in place. This is not a contest, not a competition. We just give an opportunity for our pitching companies to present their innovation, do their demo or do their pitch. And after the pitch, as the pitch goes, everybody stay muted, please. And when investor wants to ask a question, they raise their hand. I will give them an opportunity to speak. I encourage everybody to be active. Don't be shy. We're eager to hear your opinion. And founders, as our judges will be listening to your pitches, if they get really impressed by your pitch, they can always invite you to continue conversation later after this event to have a one-on-one meeting with you. And I will be sharing everyone's contacts at the end of the event today. So we've had some really cool investment opportunities that started on this stage, and I hope that this will happen today as well, some investment magic for you guys. The recording of this event will be shared with all the participants, so make sure to deliver your best pitch. It will be posted on our YouTube channel for new founders and investors to watch, to catch up. I will be sharing everybody's feedbacks and presentations with our investor network, so they can reach out to you if they're interested to discuss your investment opportunity further. On this note, I'm excited to open our pitch session for today, and let's hear from our genius startup founders. The order of pitches has slightly changed. We will give stage to our women founders first today. I hope you guys don't mind, but I will try to keep an equal representation of all genders on this stage. And as I mentioned, we love our women founders, we love our men founders, we love and appreciate all entrepreneurs and all of you here today to share your really cool innovations. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. So let's begin. And first pitching company I want to invite to the stage. And this is a very unique entrepreneur from Silicon Valley, first-time entrepreneur, and mom of 3 kids, building her first venture. Cami, WELIT, revolutionizing your ride with Tesla Robotaxi. Really unique, inspiring personal stories that founders will be sharing with you today. So I want to support you, encourage you to just be yourself and enjoy the moment, I would say. Cami, are you ready to be the first startup to pitch today? You can unmute yourself. Okay. Let me see.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm trying. I'm good. How are you? How are you?
Okay, great. We are excited to have you. And I, I told you yesterday that you will be second, but today I thought, yeah, we should really put women first since this is International Women's Day. So let's start with you. Okay,
Hi.
we can see your screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My name is Cami, and I'm trying to launch a ride-hailing application. This ride-hailing application is going to be catering to families and not just individual, like other applications such as Uber and Lyft. The problem that we're trying to solve is we're trying to cut costs, commuting costs. We're trying to um, have a better, save you about 180 hours a year, because I I'm a mother of three. I have three children, and I find myself spending a lot of time behind the wheel trying to pick them up, take them to school. And so I was concerned about the problem, but then I wanted to verify my problem to make sure that I'm not the only one with a problem and that this problem actually exists. So I conducted a small survey on about 100 families with children, and come to find out that other people, 100% of them, use their own vehicle to take their kids to school and to pick them up. And they all experience similar problems to myself. Um, so when I surveyed them and I asked them if why would they not use an alternative way of commuting to take their kids to school or pick them up? Well, they all are concerned about the safety and about the high cost. So that is the problem that my company is trying to resolve. So by using our service, people could save up. I mean, they'll spend, instead of 6,000 per year, they'll spend about 2,400 per year for a family of two or three. They'll free up 180 hours a year. And not only that, by utilizing fully autonomous vehicle, they'll increase the safety by about 10 to 100%. And that is only increasing as the technology become more advanced. The market capitalization over the next 5 to 6 years, the potential market for fully autonomous vehicle is about 67 billion. Right now, we're about 25 billion. So there is a gradual increase in the market of about 19% per year. And so it all depends on what kind of business could get into this space. And most people don't want to get into this space is because they think that the cost of entry would be very high. But that's why we are not reinventing the wheel. We're not creating another autonomous vehicle. We're just going to use whatever vehicle is in the market. And because we're an independent company, we could have a variety of options. Not just Tesla, we could use Waymo, we could use any other vehicles that are fully autonomous that uh, have um, could be used for our business. So our competitions are Zoox, Waymo, Uber, and Lyft. Uber and Lyft are driver operated vehicles, so they have a number of problems that come with them. And then Zoox and Waymo are both fully autonomous vehicle, but they cater to individual. So every time you hail a ride, you schedule a ride, you get picked up, and you get dropped off. Everything is on an individual basis, and nobody knows where you are exactly except for the driver and yourself. But for us, our approach is a little bit different. So our competitive advantage is that we cater to family. So what happened is you have a family account where you and your parents and children could log into it, and you could track the whereabouts of any other member of the family. If they hail a ride, if they arrive on time, or if they arrive at the destination, you will have that all on your application. And we go by a pay per ride. We go by a family package system. So they could purchase, customers could purchase stars, 100 stars, 200 stars. So when they hail a ride, the stars will be deducted from their family account. So anybody in the family could use those stars rather than individually purchase and pay for each ride. Um, this is very, very conservative estimate base. the assumption is that there's 10 vehicles in the fleet, and each vehicle operation and expenses cost about 36 cents per mile. And if we charge a customer about $2 per mile, that would be a 68% profit margin. And because the business model caters to family, and so we are expecting returning customer, not a one-time customer thing. So our cost to obtain the customer will be less. And if we serve about 655 family weekly, and each family spend about 1,000 annually, I mean 1,000 a month, we would be making about 400,000 and up. And this is my team. I have two CTOs. This person is the one that is doing Saeed. He had experience with developing ride-hailing application in the past, and he sold his company when it was very early, like at early stage. Mudasher is another CTO, and he have a whole team of engineers that work on developing applications. And Amit is he is my marketing person manager. So he is in charge of all the marketing, and we've been running campaigns. And we, as of right now, with our very, very early stage website, we have about 350 signups already. What I'm asking is right now, I'm asking for, we're in pre-seed round. I'm asking for about 300,000. So then we could work on product development. We need to develop our application, and we have to place the order for some Tesla vehicles so we could test out our application and how it would function with their onboarding application. And we have to work on compliance and getting our licensing to operate. So that's what the first round is for. And our vision and mission, we are trying to change the way of commuting. We're trying to, because autonomous vehicle is going to be the future, but it's just where will we stand on this evolution? And that's it.
Amazing. Okay, well, congratulations. That wasn't too scary, right? And it was much shorter than like, you watch our previous events where people had like 30 minutes presentations, to this discussion, and that was killing everybody. Okay, so I was like, I was trying to Elon Musk me to death, but this is a great innovation, and you also shared this incredible partnership opportunity that you discussing with Tesla. So hopefully that will help more parents bring their kids to schools with Tesla taxis, and we will see that happening on the streets of San Francisco really soon. I see Todd. Maybe you want to say something to Cami, our first presenter.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for asking. Very good presentation. I appreciate what you're trying to do. I understand it as a parent, and my children are a little older now, but when they were younger, certainly the challenge. But I would suggest a couple of things. One is, I think you're on the right track, right? And perhaps maybe even partner with Tesla. But I sense that they might get into this with the autonomous cars, but that could be some time. Two quick thoughts. One is, when you're a coach of youth sports teams, you have to get bonded. It's a simple process, but your drivers should be bonded. In other words, you get their fingerprints and you have that. Another thought is put you said you're going to track so you as a parent can track that ride. But what about also putting a camera in the back seat so that you can see that your kids are actually safe? And then the third, which I think might actually be your differentiator, is that you could assure the same driver, right? Particularly if you look at doing where I live in the Atherton Menlo Park area, we have a number of people that are neighbors, and they would sometimes offer to pick up your kids or drop them off or so forth. We don't always have that flexibility, but the fact that you could almost do this as like a carpool as well, where you're going to pick up multiple, kids and drop them off at the same destination. And then when you think about that, it could be the same driver over and over again. And the last comment I make is what I always, when I'm in an Uber, I always ask the driver how they're doing, how much they're making, and so forth. And Uber has shifted and really put a heavy burden on the drivers. They don't make much anymore. And so if you were to highlight how much the driver gets, you know, perhaps maybe it's 70 or 60% or higher, you'll get a lot of drivers that will want to do this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just
that's a great idea.
Yeah, Uber and Lyft and even Waymo cost is increasing over the years because their maintenance is really high. Like similar to Waymo, their R&D is really, really high, and they're not even making profit yet as a company. And so that's why I was thinking about Tesla, which is an alternative to fully autonomous vehicle, because without the human factor, we kind of remove a lot of the human errors. And then, as you know, like, you know, Uber is getting sued all over the place for sexual harassment on their rides and stuff. And so when we are focusing on the vulnerable population for kids who are like 12 and up, it's kind of, we eliminate the drivers, so we kind of eliminate some of the problems that will come with them. So that was just for the safety. And plus, we do in our application for the future features, we will have like notification, like arrival notification. So once you put your kid in the car, once they arrive at their destination, you get a notification, hey, the kid made it there. And so that is just like extra. So right now, the market, when we start, we cater to families, but then later on, we could cater to elderlies, people that cannot drive around on their own because older people get their driver's license taken away. So, but then they still need that mobility. And so this service could expand to them too.
Excellent idea.
And I would love to hear some thoughts from, we have first time joining us, Jordan Bachberg from Silicon Valley Innovation Group. And also we have Karl Jones and Emilio Escartin. Please do share your feedback and thoughts.
Yeah, my question, thank you so much, Camille, very nice presentation. Very quick, maybe I missed part of the presentation at the beginning, but which is your go-to-market strategy, first of all? And I didn't get the point, where are you based exactly, in which city?
I'm from San Jose, so I'm in the Bay Area.
Okay.
So this is where we're gonna launch, because right now I'm connected to like family, like groups that deal with, that has families. So then I'm involved in the PTA, like, you know, the parents teacher association. So then that's how I'm planning to launch the business, is to introduce it to them, to offer, because when we first started with the sign up process, I offered them a 50% off to try the ride. Once we are ready and ready for launch, I will allow them to, for the early signups, I'll give them 50% so they could try out the service and see how they like it, and then like get some feedback from there. But my main is gonna be, I'm trying to how I'm trying to make it pick up more customer is, once everything is ready, we're gonna offer them a discount for recording their experience on the ride. With on the fully autonomous vehicle, how was their experience on the ride? And if they record that, like a 30 to 60-second clip, and post it on their social media, we'll give them a 10% or 20% discount. So that's how I will create a virality, like how, so people could, like, you know, try out the service as a trend.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Karl Jones or Jordan Bachberg, what are your thoughts?
Thank you again, Cami. Really well done. I'm in San Jose, so go San Jose. I'm behind you all the way. Key to the presentations is give us the financials, projections for revenue, growth, and so forth. It was a great emphasis on the product. I love the product. Like my good friend Todd said, had kids way back, so I relate. But can you speak more about some of the unit economics, some of the projections over the next cycle or two, and the future funding goals that you may be aspiring to do, so we are part of this conversation?
So right now, what I'm looking for is just to get the MVP up and running, so we could try out the application and we could try it on a few different Tesla to see how our application is going to be used on the Tesla, because Tesla does have its little, they are going through regulations for the fully autonomous service, but as of right now, they're still in their trial period. So then we have a little time to create and build our app. And then I know that because I've been following Tesla and their development of their fully autonomous vehicle and see how it could work together, like partner up with them. But then, so because we are not buying any vehicles yet, so our funding round is really small right now. And plus that will help me gain the credibility, because I am the first time founder and I know that it will take time to build up my credibility with investors. So I'm just trying to build on the MVP and then place an order for a few Teslas so we could test the product across. And then for our next funding round, that's when I will come back, probably in like 3 to 6 months, when our application is ready, when we have tested with a few Teslas, so we could raise more funding.
Thank you. Have you given your financials, your pricing, your cost, your margins, your touch points, your target points, any thought? Have you created some sort of a model to say, here's what I think I'm going to do? May not be what you do in a year or two, but at least some thinking about how the financials would work for you and the users.
For the financials, I feel that for any kind of startup, financial is just a prediction. So it doesn't have any realistic basis to it. I did thought about it, and I know I'm trying to I figure out how much it will cost to operate for our vehicles per mile, and then on top of that, if it costs us less to maintain and operate this vehicle, and if we make per mile, and if we make more than that by, say, cost us 63 to 68 cents per mile, and if we make $2 per mile, that's profit. But that's the thing that is very realistic, as in a income projection, because anything else is just a prediction, right? And based on the numbers that I came up with, it's very, very conservative. It's not like, and if it all depends on how fast we could get adoption to, how fast people gonna pick up this product and how much they're gonna use it, and that's gonna be like the main determinator of how much we're gonna make in the future.
Thank you.
Also, we have a great investor over here from LA, also angel investor, Jean Fay, and who always gives a bright insights to our founders. Jean, do you have any thoughts, suggestions to Cami?
I do. First, Cami, I want to say that you come off very sincere, and that I think you're definitely serving a need that needs to be filled. My comment would be on the metrics. You mentioned something about 39 cents a mile and 60 something cents a mile. I think you might need to dive a little more closely into those numbers, because when you, especially if it's not an autonomous ride, because you're dealing with drivers who are getting paid an hourly wage, and I think those numbers might be a little higher in those circumstances. But I do think that if you can tighten up the numbers a little bit, you're going to have success, because I think you're tapped into the right market by marketing initially through the PTA. I think you come off extremely credible, and I think you should have a lot of confidence when you present, because you just come off very, very earnest. And that's, even though you're a first-time founder, I think you have a lot of you come off with a lot of credibility and a lot of sincerity when you present.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And thank you so much, Jane and Konrad Jones.
Hi, Cami. Yeah, surely your voice has sincereness for sure. Do you have a drive or motivation for it? The one thing that I look a lot for is you really have to maybe hire someone or get someone to build your financial model, because if the margins is
Yeah.
already tough in the car sharing business, and we've known that forever, but how do you carve out, a niche within a niche itself? And so your margin is so key, and as you scale, can you maintain? I mean, of course, the economy of scale you'll get if you can get the traction and the momentum, but the business model is what I'm mainly concerned about. And the other part is, in every business I look at, what is your moat? What is it that differentiate yourself from someone jumping in or someone taking over or even Uber jumping into it? I mean, if you scale really fast, really quickly, then you can gain market share. That's a plus. And then maybe someone will buy you, or maybe you can go, even much further. But the key is, like with every business, when you have to look at how do you protect your business model and how does your business model scale, and the rate of scale, the growth of scale is vital. I mean, your passion is there, but you got to have all those other factors that really, anchor your business.
Because right now the model, because we have no market share yet, basically it's a very, very new company. So at first, my plan is to buy or finance the Tesla vehicles and offer the rides. But as the business grow traction and we have more users, what we could do is we could offer that opportunity to users who wants to finance a Tesla vehicle through us and then have them operating under our fleet with utilizing our back end and our technology so that they could expand their network. So we're going to create something called an opportunity for other people to use our network and to grow their own business, similar to Shopify or Amazon. Because then once we build the network strong enough, we could get people to work under us, running their fleet under us, under the company. That is my future projection. But as of right now, what I'm working on is building a network of users so that we could have a position in the market. But then in the future, that is the plan that I'm trying to expand on, is to get, say, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you got like $10,000 and you want to start your own business. So how do you do that? You're going to finance that through our company, and we're going to get a deal with Tesla so they can get a car to be operating under and be earning money from that vehicle. So then the operation cost and the money that we have to put in order to grow the company is going to be less, because we won't have to finance the vehicle anymore. And we're just running on the back end, operating the application and growing the network.
Amazing. Well, I want to say I'm really proud of you, Cami, single mom of 3 kids, tackling not a small problem, autonomous driving, safety of our children, driving them to school with autopilot Tesla cars. What can be more inspiring? We wish you all success, and all these investors are here to support you. And you, good job on building your advisory board. You have strong mentors, so you're doing exactly the right things. You are engaging with Silicon Valley community and getting all the support. And as a first-time entrepreneur, this is a really inspiring progress. I really want to support you and cheer for you. Thank you. So that was Connie Lee with her WELIT Tesla Robotaxi startup. And our next presenter has even bigger and more ambitious problem to tackle. And I want to invite to this stage a really ambitious and inspiring entrepreneur from the UK, Ashley Thompson, and his company Applied Atomic, a groundbreaking revolutionary startup building the world's first rapid response network in space to deliver critical services anywhere on Earth within minutes. So the next competitor of Elon Musk, and your today's inspiration, Ashley, welcome.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's a pleasure to be here, everybody. I'm going to share my screen. Is that okay?
Yes, please. And informal, as you see, our investors are super nice. So we just all here to welcome your success.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Hey, everyone. My name's Ash Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO at Applied Atomics. I have a master's in advanced aerospace engineering and space systems, and my passion is to democratize GEO and lunar orbits. Now, at Applied Atomics, we are democratizing the industrialization of space. We've invented a new way of moving through space that enables our spacecraft to radically reduce the cost and risk of in-space activity, especially to higher orbits, by over several orders of magnitude. I've assembled a world-class team of specialists in this technology, and we've already demonstrated it in a lab environment. Now, let me tell you a bit more about the problem. Now, as weird as it sounds, it's actually now faster, safer, and cheaper to fly to space than it is to move around in space. To get something on the moon, it costs 1.2 million per kilogram. The higher up we go, the more cost we expend. In-space logistics is essentially stuck in the dial-up era. I mean, it's 500x too expensive to enable this in-orbit economy, and it fails 50% of the time when venturing outside of Earth's orbit. It's plagued with low power, and huge time delays, and a demand that currently can't be fulfilled by current systems. Now, the in-space economy is booming. Today, it's worth 600 billion, and it's projected to grow to 1.8 trillion by 2035, according to Morgan Stanley. Now, what's the driver? Well, simply put, launch costs dropped by 20x. Getting to space has never been easier. We've seen a 500 increase in mass on orbit, more than ever, and that's led to a completely new bottleneck. There's no infrastructure in space to move, to power, or defend in-space assets. Now, with the lunar economy worth a projected 170 billion, with 100 billion transportation gap, with $250 billion worth of projects stalled due to this bottleneck, 1 million tons to move across GEO and beyond by 2030, and over 300% increase in on-orbit attacks to around $500 billion of assets, the world urgently needs a new in-space logistics system to not only just unlock, but also defend these assets. And that's the secret. We're building the Star Reacher network. Now, I want everybody to think of our network like this. Imagine towing a car from A to B. I mean, you could use the heavy-duty tow truck, 21-foot vehicle, probably cost you around 650K. Or you could use option 2. Very, very cheap motorbike, stick 3 or 4 together and tow the same vehicle. You've now achieved the exact same objective, but at over 100x cost reduction. That's what we're doing in space. We're building a modular rapid response network made up of really cheap vehicles, small vehicles with advanced mobility that stick together to provide up to 1000x cost reduction, distribute the risk of any mission across multiple different vehicles, and can scale to megatons in capacity. Now, our solution is capable of delivering huge cost reductions compared to single vehicle approaches. And from a risk perspective, something customers really care about, the risk of having a single vehicle, if that goes wrong, you lose your whole mission. But the nice thing about this is you don't only scale our costs, but also risk decreases. You suddenly can split the risk of the mission between multiple vehicles. Now, how do we do this? Well, this is unlocked by a few secrets, some proprietary technology that goes into each of our Star Reacher vehicles. The key that I want everybody to look at is our Star Breaker thruster. Now, think of our thruster kind of like a hybrid car. Hybrid is the combination of electric and chemical. And in space, that's exactly what we don't have. Right now in space, we either move around with chemical, which is fast, but it's very expensive and burns out quickly, or we move really, really slow with electric, which is really cheap. Now, our revolution is the ability to model both of these together in one architecture and an AI software that actually unlocks the ability to switch back and forth between the two. Think of it like DC current versus AC current. The industry is DC current, and we're switching, being able to have both high speed, low cost, and completely new capabilities on orbit. Now, our vision is to essentially do what air cargo and rail did for the industrial age. We are going to do for space. The space economy is 2 times bigger than rail already. It's 4.5 times bigger than air cargo, and it will be 18 times bigger by 2035. We're the only solution capable of getting down to the cost and risk parameter and capacity that the on-orbit economy will need. Now, where have we been? So we're essentially a pre-seed company at the moment, but we have gained huge amounts of traction. We're backed by global leaders, and we're actually heading to space this year, sending some of our technology to space, and we managed to secure an on-orbit slot at 90% discount. Normally it's around $500,000 up, and we're getting it for 45K. Now, we've done everything from Seraphin Space Involvement, who are the global leaders in space technology investment. We have European Space Agency backing through the BIC, which gives us also non-dilutive funding. We were selected one of 9 in the country for the Airbus Defence and Space Accelerator, where we work closely on a technical level. And we were also one of 5 companies in the world selected by Thales Alenia Space for its 2025 MOU signed catalyst. Now, this is who we are. That's why we were named as the pioneers shaking up the space industry by the UK Space Agency. You have myself, awful picture, I will change. But my background is essentially, like I said, aerospace masters. My research focus was nuclear propulsion. I'm joined by my co-founder, Dr. Theo Sanders. He's co-authored over 50 research papers and is an expert across ceramic sintering, plasma processing, RF, and more. Also joined by Tommy. He's our senior software engineer. He single-handedly built the UK Space Agency's space domain awareness software capabilities, and we're joined by some excellent advisors. Now, our solution is a complete paradigm shift. There's some advanced players in the industry, however, none of them have what we do. Everyone uses single mode propulsion and single vehicles. We're the only solution using multi-mode and modular approach to mobility, allowing us to reach the cost, risk, and capacity that our customers need. Now, this is a $5 billion per year opportunity. With a TAM of 360 billion, our opportunity spans to mobility, but also power. So we don't only just want to move assets. The assets that we're moving with our vehicles are attached, and we can provide power to them as well, which suddenly means we can power commercial space data users, AI compute, crypto mining, as well as move these assets to different regions that otherwise they could not reach. Our pricing model kind of looks like this. We, on a mobility front, will charge per kg per orbit, with an average of around 50K per kg at a 90% margin. And from a power side, solar power is lovely and free. So we have a really nice margin there. And of course, we are charging different flexible rates depending on which orbit you want to be at. Now, from a go-to-market strategy, we're currently here. We are starting with our propulsion and our AI. We are going to license our propulsion and AI for our earliest revenues. We will then progress to integrating our propulsion, AI, and our modular port into an off-the-shelf satellite. We'll prove out our satellite's capability of mobility. We'll demonstrate early logistics services across very low Earth orbit, low Earth orbit, and medium Earth orbit. And then we're going to raise and scale our system to expand to geostationary and cislunar when the market is booming. This is what our revenue looks like. We have a revenue model that's extremely low capex due to our approach, but highly sticky. Now, this is sticky across many different things, and the kind of the front end with our propulsion and AI. Our AI software will be the first on the market, and it will give us the opportunity to license a technology that every single satellite in the coming decade will depend on as the industry moves to multi-mode. Of course, that then scales towards different proof points that show we'll have a pipeline, mission backlogs, contracts, and other non-dilutive funding, and also working with defense and space agencies. So we're essentially raising our first round of funding, 1.5 million. We have a space-focused VC already in European Space Agency, non-dilutive funding. We're going to use these funds to expand our technology, have an on-orbit demonstration of our tech, strengthen our IP, especially on the software side, so we can own and create a huge competitive moat. We're going to multiply our funding with non-dilutive grants, expand the team with exceptional talent, and also build the first Star Reacher version 1. So thank you so much for your time. We're enabling the industrialization of space at the time it's needed the most. With a world-class team, groundbreaking technology, we're going to bring online the much needed capacity, cost, and lower risk that the new space economy depends on. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing, Airbus made a documentary and we're heavily featured, so check it out if you want. Thank you.
Amazing! Wow, I feel so lucky that I'm the first person to, meet these great innovators and to learn about their technologies. And I hope you guys got as inspired as I am. And now, by the way, I want to share with you that I actually sent your deck shared with space tech investors in our list, and some of them already want to connect with you and talk to you, but they are not attending this meeting today, but I will be connecting you directly after the event.
Thank you so much.
For a more private conversation, but I want our investors in the room to give to share their expertise and give you some advice, feedback, share your thoughts. For example, we have a legal team here in the room, and I want to ask, it's interesting for me because you're not the first company from the UK that has IP somehow linked to a grant giving organization. And then if there is like a legal barrier for American investors in such case to join this deal if the company previously received grant funding or like some kind of governmental support from other governments. What do you guys think? I think we have Dmitry and Alex on this call, so I would be interested to hear what you guys think about this, like the legal challenges that the companies can have entering the US market.
I have a question. Maybe I want to be the first asking. Well, thank you so much and congratulations, because it's amazing, achievements. I have a little bit of experience with space companies. We had one in our portfolio in our fund number 1 that went public, and well, unfortunately the company was not, very well listed because eventually was acquired by Lockheed Martin. So that the exit was not very successful in that sense, but the company was very good. But one of the questions here is, since then, since maybe 3 years ago up to now, I have heard a lot of projects similar like you one. Which is the main 3-4 characteristic of your company that you do better than the other competitors in the market?
Absolutely. Great question. The first is the core behind our tech, which is all about mobility. Everyone in the market either uses electric propulsion or chemical. When you try and combine the systems together, essentially trying to figure out how you blend these two systems, when, how much electric do you use, how much chemical, it's a huge problem. And manually, it takes a lot of workforce power, a lot of time, and it's extremely difficult. There's no software on the market that does exist to do that. So even if we did combine the two, competitors don't have the software capable of actually unlocking the capabilities that we have, as well as the cost and time paradigms. The second differentiator is our modular technique. So effectively, every single approach, especially when it comes to moving things on orbit, it's build bigger and bigger and bigger. So whether it's a rocket to the moon, suddenly we need more capacity, so let's build a bigger rocket. If it's an on-orbit transfer vehicle, these are single vehicles in space, the solution is always, well, we need to carry more, let's build a bigger thing. Every time you build a bigger vehicle, you increase the cost exponentially, you increase the risk as well, and there's a lot of problems that come with that. Our approach, on the other hand, is completely different to the market. We want to build one small vehicle with advanced capabilities that's really cheap, and we basically just want to replicate that vehicle. So we get the nice economies of scale, decrease in our cost. We get the nice risk split between vehicles. So if one fails, we can still complete the mission. We basically, the more we scale is the lower our individual unit costs, whereas other solutions, the higher everything goes up. That's what I would say the second thing is. And from a third perspective, I would say that's our business model. So our business model is extremely different. Because we have that unique software capability, we can license that for low capex, high revenues, and we're at the time where we're seeing the industry take a turn to multimode. It was mentioned in the SBIRs from the US government that multimode is an enabling technology that doesn't exist, that they want. Every single system that is now going to transform and go into multimode direction in the next decade, they need a software. We're the first to the market. And that's another thing why we're kind of different. It's that time into.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Ash. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Jordan, Babech, or Todd Yancey, or Jean Fain, everybody is really impressed by US, I can say.
Thanks, everyone.
Any more questions, comments to this company?
I'll go back to venture mode. Ash, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley, Ash. Yeah.
Ashley. What is it about your company that would make it venture worthy? What's the growth? What's the speed, the velocity to get in the right level of valuation so early stage investors want to jump and participate?
Absolutely. I think we've already demonstrated that building a world's first prototype of the software within 5 months. We also built a world's first prototype validating the architecture of those 2 modes. We've gained significant traction across some of the largest space primes in the world, be it Airbus and Thales, getting close to them, knowing our potential future customers, the problems that they have, the insight, the defense relationships that we also have. It offers us a unique advantage. Now, we're a pre-seed company, and the first huge inflection point for our evaluation is our on-orbit demonstration. So as a pre-seed company, essentially bootstrapping the majority, we've secured an on-orbit demo, and on-orbit demos unlock customers. Normally, by a spacer company, that's achieved after you've raised multiple rounds. You need to dump around $500,000 plus in order to get that, but the valuation inflection that you get is huge. We're doing that pre-seed on day one. Another thing that makes us venturable is our business model, both from a licensing perspective, but also where we're scaling to. We're essentially unlocking in-space shipping, so space-to-space shipping. And when the higher orbit markets do open up, whether it's GEO with GEO constellations, whether it's cislunar with 1.4 trillion, quadrillion dollars worth of resources on the moon, you need a in-space logistics system to actually stimulate that market and be the backbone. We're in that unique position where our solution does that, and that's why it's venturable.
Are you emulating any specific companies in the last 2 or 3 years that you would say were the same path as them, and who would that be?
I would say D-Orbit is a fantastic company. What they've done with LEO, with low Earth orbit in space logistics, they've recently raised 110 million. That's a company that I would point to that we emulate heavily.
Thank you for your time.
I really understand after this, you definitely want to go after American investors, and this accelerated the growth speed and bigger checks and faster go-to-market. So you need to be in America. So I'm rooting for you to come to America and meet our investors. And hopefully this will be a first step. That already I know many people are interested to talk to you, and let's keep it leave it for private conversations maybe. And then I'm sure that we will hear about your company more and more, and we want to track your success from now on. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ash, for your presentation. Well, from space to now healthcare to health tech space. And I want to invite to the stage another impressive entrepreneur, female entrepreneur, very science-heavy startup that is changing the future of children's healthcare, saving children's lives. First non-invasive hemodynamic monitoring device designed to save babies' lives. And I want to bring up to the stage Dori Jones, the founder of ACQUMEN MEDICAL. Welcome, Dori. We are excited to hear about your innovation today.
Thank you so much, Tanya, and thank you everybody for the opportunity to share about our business. So I'll pull up my slides. Can everybody see these?
Yes.
Fantastic. So yes, my name is Dori Jones. I am an engineer turned entrepreneur and the co-founder and CEO of ACQUMEN Medical. Before I get into my presentation, I thought I'd share the backstory of how this company came to be. At the end of 2022, my 4-month-old son was rushed by ambulance to the hospital and was in the ICU for several days. Now, my background is in medical devices, cardiac and critical care, mostly in the adult side, some pediatrics, but as a parent, I recognized they just did not have the tools in the pediatric ICU that they do for adults. So I knew that there was a gap, but kind of having that perspective really heightened that for me. And so I, at the time, was a strategic advisor for a company that was developing an AI ultrasound technology. And I shared with the company some various opportunities that may exist in monitoring for their ultrasound device. The company was focused on peripheral artery disease. They still exist. But the chairman of their board called me and said, we think there's an opportunity here for another company. We'd like to start a new company, and we think you should run it. And I'm a little crazy. So I said yes, and that's how it came to be. To give some background, there are 600,000 infants and children admitted to an ICU every year. Doctors and nurses rely heavily on blood pressure and heart rate, which are easy to obtain, but they're late indicators of life-threatening conditions such as congenital heart disease, sepsis, and respiratory failure, which are all leading causes of death in young children. The best way to monitor children in an ICU is hemodynamics, which is how blood flow is making its way around the body and to the vital organs. Now, unfortunately, the best way to measure hemodynamics is through an invasive procedure. I actually have an example of the type of catheter that they would use to insert in the patient's neck or groin in order to measure blood flow directly. You could see why they wouldn't want to do this in a small patient. It just carries too much risk. So instead, in the ICU today, they use non-invasive techniques, but they're piecing various devices together. So ultrasound is highly accurate, but just a snapshot in time. Impedance devices offer continuous monitoring, but they're not as accurate. And so what we're doing is we're combining the best of these approaches. UltraTrack is an unprecedented approach using bioimpedance for continuous measurements, but ultrasound to make sure that we have the accuracy needed to measure these very vulnerable patients. And actually, I have an example of our electrodes. So this is what the device looks like. It goes on the skin, kind of like when you get an EKG at the doctor. It's painless and completely non-invasive. We even take it a step further. We don't want to be just another ICU monitor. There are many. We offer a patented waveform analysis technique. So our device produces a waveform on the screen, and we can analyze that waveform and through the use of AI and automation, determine exactly what's happening with that patient. This offers precision medicine, which means that they can individualize their care and their treatment for those patients. That's what improves outcomes and reduces healthcare costs. Like I said, we're not the only monitoring tool, but UltraTrack cracks the code on how to get non-invasive, continuous, and accurate measurements of hemodynamics. None of the other companies can claim all three. While we are starting in the pediatric market because we know that there's a great need, we're in the business of helping children, but we are also a business and we recognize the massive opportunity in the adult ICU as well. So we'll start where this area of need is, prove our value proposition with dedicated research partners who we're already having conversations with and building partnerships with before expanding to that larger adult market. As far as traction, in 2024, we acquired a fully functional impedance device. So we have sort of the core of our technology already, and that has 2 existing patents. We have 2 patents pending for the integration of ultrasound and our novel ultrasound approach. On the R&D side, we are in the process of bench testing, and we're able to use an advanced human simulation model that was developed by our Chief Science Officer, Dr. Summers, as part of a project that he did with NASA. We are the recipients of a regulatory services grant through the NIH, so they are helping us build out our strategy for the quickest direct route to market. In addition to myself and Dr. Summers, who I mentioned, my Chief Technology Officer is an expert in ultrasound. Mike McCormick, our chairman, is a seasoned CEO of various medical device companies, and we have a team of technical and medical advisors who are leaders in their field. Our revenue is projected to 30 million by 2030, and we have opportunities for growth both by that expansion to the adult market and growing our sales force and partnering with distributors once we get to that larger market. In 2025, we launched our $1.5 million seed round, which will help us finalize the design specifically of our ultrasound technology. I mentioned the impedance device is already functional, and to achieve FDA clearance. That's through a convertible note with a 10% interest and 20% discount. And really, in the end, it's an opportunity to help us support the most vulnerable patients. Thank you for your time.
Amazing. I just want to say that I promise that today you will hear a lot of inspiring personal stories of entrepreneurs. And I'm just admiring you, Dori, a mom on a mission, you know, the mother on a mission to save her child's life is a force of nature, an unstoppable force of nature, empowered by attack expertise. You're truly unstoppable, and you can see a great future ahead, how you can change the course of today's pediatrics. So thank you for doing that for all moms and all babies, not just in America, but worldwide. Konrad Jones, we have our health tech investor here for you to ask you a question or give feedback.
Hi, Dori. Excellent presentation. So on the IP, is that issue or is that you know, filed or because you say existing, so I wasn't sure. Can you clarify?
Yeah, we have 2 patents that have been filed on our impedance device. So those are fully in place, and then 2 patents that are pending, non-provisional. So.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And Jean Fain. Jean, you had a question, comment?
Hi, Dori. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
I thought it was a really good presentation. I've got a couple of questions. Because it is non-invasive and because you're using, well, I give you just a brief background. So I have a patent that I've had for a long time that is a waveform recognition patent that's used to identify music. So I'm familiar with this patent in terms of the root technology. And what it made me think is your market bigger, perhaps? Could it be used in pediatricians' offices as a diagnostic tool for general screening at general checkups? Because if you are able to model waveforms of all different kinds of conditions and emerging conditions, perhaps it could be a great diagnostic tool in a preventative sense. So that was one sort of observation. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Yeah, we are actually having conversations with some congenital heart specialists because that's where we think we have a real opportunity. From a regulatory standpoint, the sort of diagnostic tools fall within a different realm. Our clearance is for monitoring, and we call it a decision support tool. So starting in the ICU, but you're absolutely right, there is potential to expand to primary care and other even areas within the hospital.
And just in terms of how you're framing things, I might suggest that you look at that, because 30 million in 2029 is kind of a long way off for not that much revenue. Just as a, just thinking as some people who might invest in this might think, although certainly in the medical field, people are used to investing long term. The other thing I wanted to bring up is, are you familiar with the Harvard WIS Medical Innovation Institute?
I'm aware of some of the other academic centers that have their own innovation teams. I've not had any sort of crossings with Harvard. But
They collaborate with companies like yours, and there's a guy there you might want to look up named Steven Rosen, who's their kind of lead innovation guy. His profile's on LinkedIn. I could create an introduction for you too.
that would be fantastic. Yeah.
Sure. And then I just wanted to ask a clarification, just to make sure I'm thinking of this in the right way. When you get a waveform and you're from a patient, does it then go back and reference a database of waveforms that are used to signify different conditions and different statuses of different conditions, and do you use fuzzy matching for that, or how do you match those up, or am I getting too technical?
Yeah, so right now we're able to leverage sort of historical data on impedance monitors and various conditions that we can recognize based on physiology. I might even have a slide back here in my appendix on that. This was actually an example that came directly from a patient. So it's different morphology of the waveform can indicate different things. As we build out our database, as we collect data with our ultrasound guided approach, the intention is that we will be able to use AI in the future to enhance our device even further in its ability to detect certain events or conditions. So we have a baseline, but there's huge opportunity to build on that and with AI.
I agree. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed your presentation.
Hey, Dori, it's Todd Yancey.
Hi.
First off, great presentation. I have some background in this, but a couple of quick things. One is boiler up, hammer down, right? Saw that you're Purdue grad, so that's great.
Yes, awesome.
Two, are you attempting to try to do more of a real-time baby version of the Zio patch to try to get that heart, the feeds, and then try to make some sense of it? Is that somewhat down the angle you're approaching here?
Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with the Zio patch. There are other monitoring tools that are non-invasive. The ones that we are aware of are all single element devices, meaning they're using impedance or spectroscopy or pulse oximetry and giving you essentially surrogates for blood flow. Our approach in combining impedance with ultrasound, which is typically only done, as a one-time measurement, is our way of getting closer to those invasive techniques of direct blood flow measurement.
Okay.
But I'll look up the Zio patch. I wrote it
Yeah,
down.
Zio patch. It was designed here at Stanford University, and it's kind of the state of the art for anyone with heart arrhythmias.
Yeah.
But number two, and there's some interesting things. They capture the data and then they analyze it, so over a 2-week period of time. But you seem to be real time, which I like. more like the real-time Holter monitoring, but you do much more than that. And then number two is connect with me offline. I think this might be interesting to Kathy Friedman. I don't know if you know her. She's right now at Google Ventures focused on healthcare. And Kathy is the mother of 6 children. And so this might be something that would be in her, certainly in her bailiwick. But if not, she'll know the right places for you.
Thank you, Todd. I would very much appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I told you guys, our investors are the greatest and the most supportive ones. Dori, we appreciate your journey. Thank you for doing what you're doing, for building your cool tech and creating a better future and better health for our children. Thank you.
you
We
so
wish
much.
you great
Tanya, can I
success.
make a quick comment, please?
Oh yeah,
Dori,
absolutely.
I want to thank you for a really well done presentation, content collateral. We sit on dozens and dozens of events, and when we see a founder like you that does just the right job at the right time, it makes us want to come back. So thank you for making this really a good event for me.
This is really, you know what? Dori, I really had to drag her into this. I really had to push. Sometimes, you know, you can't imagine, guys, how many amazing, mind-blowing founders I come across, but many of them just hold back. They, oh no, we are not ready to pitch. And I'm just, come on, go and pitch. It's gonna be great. And this is Dori. I'm just so happy you came back to us. It was like a second time, but you did it. And
Thank you
I
so
really
much.
want to encourage everybody watching this. I know a lot of entrepreneurs are watching, but you are holding back. Do not hold back. Do it before you're ready. Start talking to investors as early as possible. And our Silicon Valley investors are the best. I always say, everybody, our investors are the best, not just their smart money, but they also give you a ton of advice. This culture of supporting entrepreneurs is a lifeblood of Silicon Valley. So definitely reach out to us, come to our pitch from our stage. Hopefully we will get more sponsors to bring more startups to our events next time.
Can I pile up on the compliment for a second?
Oh, Dmitry, yes. More compliments. Wow, this is really starting to be a good Women's Day.
Yeah,
Yes,
excellent presentation, really to the point. And also, I wrote an article as to how to name products and companies, and essentially your name of the company would be Pinnacle as how to do it correctly. So really great choice. One note, however, I noticed that despite the fact that you have patents, you haven't filed for the trademarks, which is probably a flaw that could be easily rectified. So in case you do need to file it, we're happy to do it electronically. We're actually located half a mile from USPTO, but don't forget about protecting your great, beautiful name.
Dori, you like Dori?
Dori is a great name for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it would work. Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Or Finding Dori.
Okay, guys. So we thank you so much. Like the investors are waking up slowly but gradually. Thank you so much, Dori. And we will let you go. And now you need to run. But everybody stay till the end because I have another crazy inspiring personal story to share with you today. And we have a very special entrepreneur pitching to you today that things you don't expect and you haven't seen before that will change your life to transform it into before and after. So I can guarantee you the second experience you will not have at another pitch event, but stay with us until the end and you will be pleasantly surprised by how far the innovative mindset of a person overcoming personal trauma can bring them. And we are hearing so many inspiring examples from our incredible entrepreneurs today. So with that, on that note, I want to bring to the stage another female-founded startup from med tech to health tech to fitness tech and how we keep our bodies healthy. And the men, women, children, we all need to stay fit. And I want to invite this very inspiring young female entrepreneur, Dalbir Kaur, joining us from London, presenting her startup, Make Me Fit. fitness, nutrition, and therapy expertise at your fingertips.
Thank you, Tanya.
Dalbir, welcome, welcome.
I'm going to share my screen if that's all right.
You have a demo. You have a demo to show. We missed some demos. There will be one more demo for you guys today. But Dalbir, I hope you will be doing a demo. Yeah.
Yeah, I will be. Perfect. Can you guys see my deck?
Yes, yes, yes. It's great. Everything is fine. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm Dalbir, the founder of Make Me Fit Club. The Make Me Fit Club app is a powerful new ecosystem bringing well-being experts to your fingertips because your health shouldn't have to wait for a doctor's appointment. So don't wait, hop on Make Me Fit Club instead. With fitness, nutrition, and therapy experts on one app, members, you choose your well-being expert specific to your goals and connect with them through live classes, one-to-one sessions, and it's all hosted live on our app, anytime, anywhere. For experts, we're a game changer. We do not hire them. They set their own hours, rates, and with low commission fees, rent, or hassle of rigid schedules. And we've already been recognised by some of the major players here in the UK, and we're even shortlisted for Startup of the Year by the UK Chambers of Commerce. And through my medical background and 8 years leading national and international health programs, I know where the market is. And this is the gap. Meet Mark. He's been struggling with type 2 diabetes and obesity for years. With the same empty advice, his health deteriorates, only to be given more meds, leading to more side effects. But with lifelong medication, overworked doctors, and generic advice, this healthcare model is unsustainable. But the shift is happening to meet this demand. The shift, digital health. Digital health is set to reach 90 billion by 2030. And Make Me Fit Club is at the heart of this shift, bringing digital and preventative health to your homes. And here is how we pivot to prevention. Think of us like a gym membership. With your gym membership, you get access to all the classes. Now imagine if you go to a class and you absolutely love the trainer. You book one-to-one sessions with them tailored to your goals. And that's exactly how we operate, but just on your phone. Now think about doing this for nutrition and mental health too. Suddenly, you're taking care of all the factors of health with Make Me Fit Club. And unlike our competitors, we are bringing a billion-dollar industry together with one app, one subscription. We run 100% live, no program model, driving our atomic network and keeping our cogs low to protect our defensibility. And we're the only app on the market to fully integrate hosting, scheduling, payments and booking, and decentralized payments for our independent experts. We're making it a seamless experience for all. The 7.2 trillion global market on preventable chronic conditions affects 5.7 billion. We aim to capture 2.2 million of those, driving revenue of 514 million by year 5, solving a big problem and creating a significant business opportunity. And in doing so, we aim to reach 15,000 app subscribers by month 12, generating over 2 million in revenue. Our tech and the model of Make Me Fit Club is primed for rapid growth globally. And this is how we drive revenue. The digital health subscription market is booming, and we've created a subscription model to lock in users. For members, we come in at an affordable $12.49. And for experts, we provide a cheaper way to run their business and grow their clientele, not locally, globally, at just $24.99. Far cheaper than any office rental, advertising, or directory class. This pricing structure allows us to scale while providing great value for both members and experts. To secure partnerships, we promote personalized, expert-led services accessible anytime, anywhere to busy corporates. In the US, we're offering pilot opportunities for insurers to drive prevention, reduce claims, and chronic condition costs. And our incentivized referral model allows members and experts to become brand ambassadors. Speaking of experts, we already have 40 insured and qualified, ready to go on day one. You now know what we're building, why we're building it, and how we plan to generate revenue. And here's how you can get involved. We're raising $385,000, and this will fund an 18-month runway to help scale our team, enhance our tech, and reach profitability by month 11. With our infrastructure, Make Me Fit Club is primed to become the go-to for both patients and experts alike. And we've already launched our MVP on Android and iPhone. It was tested with one of the leading universities here in the UK, who even nominated us for Excellence in Tech. And this is one of our experts who will join us on day one. I'll let her motivation speak for themselves.
Hello, my name is Pamela Cooley. I am a fitness trainer, business owner, and mother of 3 children. I will definitely be downloading the Make Me Fit Club app in the new year. I love the accessibility and flexibility of the app, and I love the fact that I'll be able to teach classes in the comfort of my own home, and I don't have the extra headache of the admin side of running the business. So I'm really excited about joining the team and downloading the app, and I definitely recommend that you do so too.
Now, the USA is poised to receive Make Me Fit Club. We've built the tech, we know there's a pain, and we have the solution. With the right investment, we can scale rapidly, improve lives, and disrupt the health and wellbeing market. So if you want to take part in a scalable, disruptive tech opportunity, then come and speak to me after this pitch. I'm now open to taking your questions. Thank you.
Amazing, Dalbir. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed your presentation. It was so clear and just so clean, and bonus points for the beautiful design of your customer testimonial. That's what I always encourage entrepreneurs to bring in. Because we want to hear from your customers. What are they saying, even if there's the prototype. That's definitely a very cool startup you're building. So let's say, how does it look like from a point of view of American investors? I know the UK has slightly different startup culture and investment culture, and America is definitely its own world. So especially Silicon Valley bubble. So let's hear from our investors: Todd Yancey, Jordan Babek, and Carl Jones, Emilio. Please give your most useful supportive feedback to Dalbir. As she is in the first venture, Dalbir, first-time founder. It's your first startup.
Yes, yeah. Well, I do have other businesses, but this is my first entrepreneur founder.
Yeah, so definitely you can benefit from our investors' feedback.
Of course.
I can see actually we have a female investor here, Andrea, who I haven't heard of. Andrea, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, please do. I see you're driving or something, but you're welcome to join our discussion here. And Carl Jones.
I'll say something.
Yes.
I mean, I'm big on the fitness arena, and so I know it's very, very tough. Fitness, it's tough business. So, as you scale in the UK, I mean, I'm not sure if I heard the number of users or the traction that you have in the UK, and then as you cross border into the United States, when you're expecting to do that. So, can you comment on that?
Yeah, so we've just finished our MVP and tested it. We had 100 users on our MVP. We've got 40 experts of that's ready to go from day one. And we're ready to go with those uploading classes and their sessions live, ready for our members to hop on. Our plan for this round is to bring in that investment to help scale our marketing, our sales, and bring our development in-house. And that's how we would capture the members in addition to the customers we already have from our MVP. Our app is already global, so it can be downloaded from the American market as well. So we're not geographically restrained or restraining our efforts to the UK. I'm very open to launch the product in America. And one thing I want to say is we're not just fitness. We're about delivering a digital health solution in the preventive healthcare arena. For chronic conditions, the shift is happening, and it's happening quite quickly because the traditional healthcare is not sustainable. So it's not about going into a fitness market. It's about bringing well-being experts to members' homes so they don't have to get really sick and have to visit the doctors, spend money on invasive surgeries, medication, and often lifelong medication.
Yeah, I think prevention is vital, and we don't do enough of that in our society or even around the world. So, but overall, I think you did a great presentation. I think. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Carl.
Todd or Jordan, do you have a few words to say to Dalbir?
Yeah, no, very helpful, thank you. And I agree that healthcare, is all about preventative. One thought that I had was, trying to make an alignment with a medical group like in our area here in the Silicon Valley, Stanford, and they have not only a mobile app, but they also offer, educational classes to patients about how to improve healthcare through better quality of life, changes, lifestyle changes, and including exercise. And I'm wondering if instead of just targeting individuals, that you target medical groups that might offer this to a wider, range of patients, particularly ones like that are seniors that they know a few lifestyle changes, exercise, and some diet might have dramatic improvements in their health. So that,
For sure.
You're expanding the way you go to market by having a health group promote it rather than trying to make individual sales.
For sure. So 2 ways that we are going to go about that. So one is tackling corporate wellness leaders, because our app, one thing that's different from your typical medical solutions is that they have a group of people who deliver classes. We've decentralized that whole bit. So we're actually expanding our expert market. So those people will have access to a greater number of fitness, nutrition, and therapy experts. And off the back of that, they will have classes, but individualized, personalized one-to-one sessions. And that's the key with preventative health, is one solution doesn't fit all. In terms of our go-to-market, we will partner with pilot programs with insurers. We will reach out to corporate wellness leaders, because our app very much fits those people who don't have time, who want accessibility to experts at their fingertips, so your busy corporates. In addition to that, medical groups are definitely somebody we want to partner with in order to drive our app to better their solutions.
Very helpful.
Thank you. Emilio, you here? or Jordan? Emilio, what are your thoughts?
The question was related with the question that Todd asked, so I'm fine.
Okay, good. Okay, any final comments from Jordan or Dimitri or Jean or Andrea? Who else we have here? Well, first of all, Dalbir, you know that we capture your pitch video and we share it with our whole network of investors. So today you made a great pitch and congratulations on that. So you made a big move, and tomorrow, well, most likely Monday, many investors will hear about your company here in America, and I'm sure you will get some interest and feedback and some invitations from our network. So this event is just the first step for our entrepreneurs to venture to American market, and we are here to help you and support you, to hold your hand and help you walk through the fire with us. So we want to see more success stories, and we are here to support our amazing female founders, and especially when they are so inspiring, so talented, and not afraid to tackle big markets.
Thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you. Good job. Good job. Amazing. Okay, and now our final presenter for today, and I mentioned already that be prepared for something extraordinary that you guys haven't heard about yet and haven't seen. It's not often that we come across companies like this, and I would say this entrepreneur just delivered such a moving and incredibly inspiring presentation that I could not resist to invite him to our event. And I feel like more American investors need to learn about this company and need to hear about their innovation and to support it, as I can say that this company is on a mission to improve so many people's lives. And another reference to Elon Musk Neuralink company, that was one association that came to my mind as I was meeting this company. But I am really proud to present to you UHURA Bionics, a groundbreaking device for enhancing atypical speech in individuals with voice and speech disorders, and its CEO and founder, Konrad Zelinsky. Welcome, Konrad. Thank you for waiting until the end.
Good morning, thank you for having me. And I wanted to say that I am a typical speaker, so I speak with electronic voice. So you would not understand something, just ask me to repeat, because I'm solving my own problem as well. And
Konrad, I want to ask you, just like I asked you first time, please speak slower, because just like I went through my personal experience with you at first, I was unprepared and it was hard for me to understand your speech. But in 2 minutes, I completely forgot. There was a slight problem. I could hear and understand every single word. So, but my just speak. A favor to ask you is just speak a little slower, so our investors could process.
Thank you very much for reminding me.
Yes.
And I wanted to share. I have a huge feedback on my headphones. So,
and also you have your second device connected, so it might give a little echo. So you want maybe to mute if you have your second device unmuted. Make sure just mute.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
We can hear you well. We can hear you well.
Okay,
you are doing a live demo. You are doing a live demo of your technology as you present.
Yeah. So I'll do that. So I'm a startup founder, but I'm also the user myself. So I lost my larynx 6 years ago due to cancer, but I was also a cognitive scientist working in a field of technology for over 10 years now. So I'm graduating from cognitive science at the University of Warsaw soon, and I'm at the internship at Northeastern University in Boston. But what I wanted to show you today is a problem which is not only affecting me, but millions of people globally. Imagine you go to business meeting, you go to a date, you go to a meeting in a restaurant, and you cannot express yourself. And you can just say, I love you to your wife, and that's the problem that affects millions of people worldwide. And if you would count just the largest people, oh, I'm super sorry. As it's a live demonstration, let me allow 20 seconds to change the device. Okay, now everything should sound right? Is it good
Yeah,
now?
it was a little loud. Now it's better.
Yeah, sorry for that. Now everything should be okay. And I wanted to say that this problem is not only my problem, the problem of millions of people worldwide. So we started with people with similar conditions as mine, laryngectomies. It's 500,000 people worldwide. We are now very much focused on Parkinson's disease and other people with speech disabilities. And I wanted to say that it is not a small market and it's growing about 10% a year. But what's the most important is the vision behind this device because, you might solve the problem of vision with the glasses. You might solve the problem of hearing with hearing aids, but what if you would have the glasses for voice? Such elegant place of your on your neck that can change the way you speak. Let me play an example of our most fascinating piece of technology. We've done a lot of prototypes earlier, but this is the most fascinating one we have at the moment. Today I wanted to show you how my voice sounds like normally with the electronic larynx
and how it could sound with the Raspberry software or other voice conversion technology of the future. So, right now, my voice sounds like that. But
it could sound like that.
or like that. I can play with it and choose from the variety of voices.
Have you heard that?
Yes, I want to say that like this moment just literally was the most inspiring of your presentation for me when I first heard it.
And one of
Yes.
these voices is actually the
Using
voice I
AI
recorded.
to change your voice.
Is that the one I recorded before the operation? It's not yet working in real time. We have two versions. One which is working on real time and of less quality, and it's in our app, and the other one which is on a big suitcase which is working in real time and sounds like that. And our device that we are working on will combine those three features. It will be adjusted to a typical speech. We are now gathering a lot of data from people with laryngectomy, people with Parkinson's disease, and other speech disorders to make a small wearable device. And the team which is behind this innovation is we started it with Marek. We have 7 years of experience together doing different innovations. I'm a cognitive scientist, soon finishing my PhD. Marek is a maker. He does physical things, physical prototypes. And Pavel, the third person behind the technology, he got 20 years experience in Samsung. He did the biggest language model for all European languages in Bixby Voice Assistant. And we are having an interdisciplinary team of experts, speech therapists, programmers, and amazing advisory board. Getting the opportunity to live in Boston, I met Dr. Rupa Patel, for example. She revolutionized this market 10 years ago. After 10 years, she sold her startup and came back to academia. You can check out her TED Talk. But what's more, we've made strategic partnerships, and that's our go-to-market strategy. On the right-hand side, you can see our distributor from Texas. So they own the sales part of the market, I would say, and that's the easiest way to go. The other complementary way to go is to gather the perspectives and engagement of doctors. Here, for example, with Jeremy on the informal meeting with his team in Boston. Here's another universities and brainstorming sessions with the biggest universities, but that's just not just the names, but the people behind this. Are, we're one call away if we need some help in innovation. The recent data speech model, we're one call away and we're one email away to the best of the best in the world. We've been presenting at InterSpeech recently, the biggest speech technology conference, where 11 labs originated from. We've been to Asia, the biggest speech therapy conference. That's our way to get to the community. There is 100,000 speech therapists in the US, and that's the biggest, one of the biggest professional associations. So far, we've gathered about a million Polish zlotys, which is about 250K USD. We won the biggest startup competition in Poland. We've been also gathering governmental grants and bootstrapping. And so far, with this money, we generated our first voice generation device, which is we actually did two versions, the cheapest in the world and the more natural sounding one. At the moment, I'm using the third one, which is the rag of the existing solutions on the market, which is adjust the intonation as I speak. So those devices sound like that, very robotic, no emotional, and I can express, questions, emotions, etc. And we've also finalizing our Android app for a wider population. That will be our first SaaS product, which we are now in the process of acceleration, and we soon will be gathering the next round to realize our wildest dreams. Finally, this finalized R&D of this voice converter device, we're constantly spending like 20% of our time to develop this final solution. But on the way, we will commercialize electronic larynx. We'll introduce app to the market. This is our diverse team from receiving one of the awards. And we started in Poland, in beautiful Elgin-Olsztyn, the lake place, in the capital of Poland, the Warsaw. We have our workshop. But I personally moved to Boston a couple of weeks ago, and I will be probably staying. We also have Polish and Nevadian government kind of cooperation, and they want us to move to Nevada and start the manufacturing and business there. So, summarizing, with this proof of concept of a voice conversion device, we did also earlier products like filter accessories for stoma, voice generation devices, but we also started selling to test the market. So we started with the simple voice amplifier. That was our first sales experience. So we did this elegant microphone and voice amplifier, and people who don't have larynx are very much satisfied. That's the real quote from these people. So our device eventually will work real time and through medical partnerships and on our own algorithms, we will deliver something that's really unique to people. And the big vision beyond that is how this all started. You can see that my last slide. You can see that our first prototype was a just labial speaker on my forehead, and I was just using text-to-speech device. But since then, we moved a lot. We did a lot of progress for the last 2 years, and eventually we'll do something like that. Georgie was blind from birth and was seeing better than people from who have regular eyes. And eventually, I will be singing as well as maybe as Lennon or Taylor Swift or Whitney Houston. Thank you very much, and you can join this journey. Let's talk about that.
So you are, Konrad, you are a computer scientist from Poland who at the age of 21 years old lost your voice, and you turned this situation around and you've built this incredible, very successful company and this device to help so many people, not just I'm not thinking not just about the community of people with a speech disability that you are helping, but I'm thinking about the future of our voices as we have AI impacting our lives. And what you've shown is like how you can use this device to change your voice. And it just gives so many different dimensions to this product. So you can think of applications in marketing and sales.
Yes, we are thinking about that.
Entertainment.
That's what we're getting. We actually want to have everybody to have personalized voice model that you can utilize. With this advantage that will be safe and secure on your own device and fast enough. So that's the two advantages that we do compared to 11 labs rather.
Yeah, I definitely feel that the Neuralink, I don't know if they will be your competitor or partner, but you're kind of heading in the same direction of like, it makes me think about Black Mirror movie and futurism, like how people will coexist with AI and AI devices that we will be applying to improve our performance in the future. Like, will we become this next level cyborg? It's heading that way already, right? So we're not just using genetics, we're using technology actively to enhance our performance and become those superhumans. So just giving me so many thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we want all the people to wanna wear voice changing glasses because they will be cool, and then the problem will be solved. Because if not, the cultural problem will be solved because all people can wear that.
Yeah, no, you're already a success story in your market. So you want to conquer the next stage, which is America. So you want to bring your company to the United States. And let's hear what our investors have to say. I want to hear some feedback, comments, questions. And as I already mentioned, as your friend and ally and partner would want to support you on your journey to break through to American markets, definitely want to come participate in one of our road shows and showcase your innovation at some tech conferences, do a demo day. These are incredible opportunities for entrepreneurs like yourself who are incredibly talented and so driven, mission driven, and you are a living demo of your product. And this is how you know that you are on the first place interested to build high quality product because you are using it yourself, right? So you can't fail. Amazing. Okay, so I understand everybody is a little shocked here. Because not often we have companies like yours, especially I can imagine it can be challenging to do those presentations over Zoom. But let's
see in terms of technical glitch, but I wanted to use two devices and yeah. Let's go to the questions.
Yeah, good job. You did well. So who wants to comment or compliment Konrad for his incredible innovation?
Not compliment, let's talk business.
Let's talk business, okay. Carl wants to talk business.
I mean, I may have a comment more than a question, but I want to say Yoshimash.
Oh, guys, thank you. Very good.
Congratulations on your success. I mean, I know what you're doing is very tough. Hardware, software, AI, all those combined, it's challenging, and the application that you're bringing to market is well needed. So and it's good that you're going to be manufacturing in Nevada. So the manufacturing in the U.S. in today's economy, that's a good strategy. So congratulations. So I wasn't sure, how fully, but in your YouTube demo with the voice translation, it sounds really, really good. How soon can you get that into market? Because I wasn't sure the time frame, but that was an excellent demo.
I mean, we are starting with a simpler solution. The quality will always balance quality with delay. So, and with the size of the device. So we will be bringing first our app, Android app and iPhone app, connected to our speaker. So we have that speaker here. So we have a speaker here. We will be connecting this to the app. We want to release it in May. We want to release it, but it will not be ideal but still we want to do it because we want to learn from the market and gather more data from users. And I expect that a year will be a good time frame to improve the model of the app, and on the same time we will be developing our hardware as well. So
Well, what do you think, with the current size, what do you think in the future, how soon could it be smaller? Because
I mean, we wanna do basically. Recently, we are going away from because we started with the microphone and a speaker, but with the rise of AI glasses, we think about implementing our solution with AI glasses, like the sensor and the microphone, and then connect it to this size is even too big. It can be smaller. I mean, it's yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Jean Fain, you had a question, comment? Jean, are you on mute? And unmute yourself, please.
There we go. Konrad, apologies there. Very interesting presentation. There's definitely a market for what you're doing. I think I think it would be helpful when you give presentations to think of this theatrically, because it is very striking when you can go from the voice we heard that was reverberating and difficult to hear to the voice that was very, very clear to hear. And that is really where you can hook potential investors and bring them in and start to build real interest. Because if you can make that transition smoothly and in a way that is going to create a moment of wow for people, that spark is what can spark an ally and what can spark a investment. And so this may be a relatively small comment, but I think it's important in context, especially because it's core to your product, that make that transition theatrically. You have a wow moment to deliver, right? So deliver that wow moment to people.
Thanks for that. I appreciate that. And I think I used to do it more earlier in the process of company development. Since I started thinking better, I stopped to do that. But maybe that's a good way to come back with what was like 3 years later and try to demonstrate that.
And also, you gotta remember, this is the first time many people will be hearing of this, and it's really an opportunity. Like going all the way back to early tech, right? This is how Steve Jobs sold his products to people: is he created that wow moment in the presentations. You really have a big opportunity to do that here with your product.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you. I enjoyed it.
Konrad, I can guarantee you guys will be thinking about this today as you go to sleep. That happened to me last time, so I can promise that experience.
Konrad, this is Jordan. I'd like to talk to you offline when we have a chance. I echo what Jean said, but I'm also looking for a hybrid model, and we can talk about that offline. You are very memorable, but you also want to make sure the content gets to the investors' ears and minds in a rapid, easy fashion. So strive to find that right balance between leaving an impact and then for sure, I am touched by what you did because it changed my mind about some things. It made me think about you and the world around you differently. And I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you somewhat. So let's reach to each other offline and see what we can do.
Sure, thank you, I will.
And I told you will find so many allies because it's just so moving what you do. It just completely changes the, the perspective. So
Yeah.
to be honest.
Konrad, put your LinkedIn on the chat for us, please.
And he's already successful. Look, so many companies, so many great universities, research labs backed him, and they already got all these grants and speaking on all those stages. So the world is.
But we like the connections due to the West Coast, so that's why I appreciate the opportunity, Tanya, because we are well connected on the East Coast, well connected in Western Europe, but not yet on the West Coast.
Yeah, no, you're definitely want to come to Silicon Valley, want to speak on TechCrunch stage or like other big conferences like South by Southwest right now happening. So you definitely want to come in person and deliver your in-person presentation. And it's so inspiring as a TED Talk even. You should do a TED Talk if you haven't done it yet. I
know. That's my dream.
Yes, because it's like people like you, where they become motivational speakers. Honestly, that's because it's just kind of understanding your whole journey. It's just shifting everybody's perspective about everybody's life. How far you can go if you really have a problem to solve. And I salute your problem-solving skills and how you kind of turned your personal problem into like a big solution for everyone, and you're doing an incredible job there. So we're all very inspired, and definitely like you made our day today together with other great founders on the stage. So thank you so much, and I want to thank everybody who joined us today. Again, this event was dedicated to International Women's Day, but we support at Startup Investor Pitch Launch not only women, we support all entrepreneurs. We want to support more entrepreneurs from developing countries, early stage entrepreneurs. I have many projects from Africa who want to come and pitch, and it's just people are sometimes you can't even cover registration fees to even like organize this event, to put it together. And that's why we want to invite sponsors to help us scale this and bring more entrepreneurs to cover the cost for them, so we don't need to charge anybody anything, and just help everybody pro bono, which is currently hard to do without support from our beloved investors, partners, founders. We want everyone to join us on this mission to help entrepreneurs like Konrad, like so many great people you heard of today, to help them on their journey to become the next success story, and to impact so many people's lives, and to make the world a better place. And it's also not loud words, as you can see. This is a life of actual people and their personal pain that they have to overcome. Okay, I want to thank all of you today for being so inspiring, so incredibly just futuristic and just mind-blowing, and it's just shockingly great. And you're so young, but you have a great future ahead for you, and we're here to support you. Startup Investor Pitch Launch will connect you with investors, not just from Silicon Valley, but globally, and help you expand your reach. I will share your pitch recordings from today across our networks. We'll connect you with investors who are interested. We've been building our networks for many years, so have more investors, more than this room can feed, who would want to hear about your great innovations, guys. So I want to thank all our investors today: Jordan, Carl, Jean, and we had Dmitry, Todd. Todd, if you had any final thoughts, you're welcome. And there were many investors who are RSVP'd, and I will be sending the recording to them, so they will be reaching out to you as well. On that note, I want to thank everybody for today's event. I want to wish you much success on your journeys. We're all a part of this global tech community, building a better future for all, and building great innovations, supporting entrepreneurs. So thank you again, investors, founders, everybody watching this. We want to invite more founders to join our event, submit your application, submit your pitch decks, and we will bring you on the stage so the world can hear about you. Amazing. Awesome. So thank you so much. Anybody has any final words? You're welcome to share. And I'm wrapping up this formal part. And you're welcome to reach out to me after this event. The follow-up information with all the contacts of everybody's pitch deck video will be sent most likely on Monday. It will take some time to process and to kind of put things together. But on Monday, expect the video recording, the pitch decks, everybody's contacts, follow-up emails from investors to investors, and our continuous conversations and support. This was just the first step, and there are many steps ahead of you, and that you want when you descend to Silicon Valley, you will find your friends and supporters there already. That's what we are here for. Thank you all very much.
Great work.
Thank you.
Work.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you. Awesome.
Great
Great
job.
having
Bye.
everybody. Yes,
Thanks,
keep
everyone.
in touch. Yes. Love
Yes,
you
thank
all.
you.
Bye, ladies. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Bye.